Hi, this is Dr. Mark Santa. I'm the CEO of Breakthrough Coaching, and welcome to our Level Up podcast. Level Up is where we bring you the people, the ideas, the strategies to help you bring your practice to the next level. I am absolutely delighted today to bring to you Triad Advanced Directions. Now, Triad is owned and founded by Joe Johnson. Joe is doing some amazing things with our multidisciplinary practice members. And if you've wondered about how to crack the code on getting Regen Med patients into your practice, well, Joe has definitely figured it out. Joe, thanks for being with me today.
Thank you. I'm pleased.
So, Joe, give us a little bit of background. How do you find yourself out talking in front of audiences for chiropractors and their multidisciplinary audiences for Regen? What's the background there?
Well, it's interesting. I was of course I was in the I don't know how you say you were out there in the public world working in managing dealerships and dealer groups and stuff like that.
Sure
And
enough.
a few years ago, I was competing on a Surviving Man, which was a Navy SEAL challenge. I'm 68 years old, and the fellow who run it, Don Mann, and I were talking, and we've been friends for 25 years. And he started telling me about, I'd asked him about some injuries that he had always had problems with, and he started talking about stem cells, how he had some stem cell stuff done, and it was all fixed. And matter of fact, he was talking about he had some injections into his jaw, and his eyesight cleared up, and
Amazing.
it just blew me away. And that kind of started me just investigating it. And I've been in the car business for 40 years. I was looking for a move, and I ended up addressing my wife. We kind of like treated her fibromyalgia and had great success. And next thing you know, I'm in working with different companies selling stem cell. And then what I discovered was the model I didn't like, because we were just selling people out in areas and bringing in nurse practitioners, and they weren't attached to clinics, so there was no
Hmm.
follow. So we just kind of came. I didn't like the model. We came up with the idea of just working with clinics and doing the presentations. I enjoyed doing the presentations, and uh, we just seem to have found a niche and have really had good luck with taking clients who haven't ever heard of it, getting them into a seminar or a forum setting,
Yeah,
kind of being educational, and then directing and putting them in a clinic. And it's worked real smooth. So everybody wins. A lot of the clients they've heard about it, they're interested, but they don't know what to do and they don't know where to go. And they can be living right across the street from a clinic and not know
that's
that.
the truth. That is it.
So
Or they can even be a patient in the clinic
in the
and not
we
know, to be
actually in the
honest
last
with you.
seminar
Yeah.
we had up in Ohio, we one of the first customers we sold uh, turned out to be a patient of the clinic we were working with, and he didn't know they did stem cells. So yes, that is absolutely
So I see your mission statement up there: explore, educate, and elevate.
yes.
Tell us a little bit about that. I know you mentioned presentations and educating the public about
Well,
the benefits of STEM and regen.
we
Um,
can, of course, the Explore came from, I was looking into all the different stuff, and I'm a bit of a health nut. I'm 71. I'm extremely active. Um, and I'm trying to stay in the top 1% of, you know, men my age in fitness. And so when they start looking into health and wellness and yeah, I'm a little bit of a coach, maybe. I like the whole education part.
mhm.
Matter of fact, I kind of get introduced as the CEO, as the chief educational officer.
Yeah,
And
there
we
you go.
and then I kind of consider us advocates a little bit. I'm not a doctor. Maybe that helps because I can say some things that some of these doctors can't say. Uh,
Hmm.
but I think when we like the idea of being kind of a place that puts everybody together.
Yes.
Helping introduce some of the clinics who haven't done it before to how the labs are working, what stuff is working with people. Uh,
Hmm.
we're constantly changing the forms we're doing, simply because of what we're learning at each time we go into an area.
Yes.
Uh, so I feel like the explore, educate, and elevate thing kind of fit, because I feel like that we're connecting people together, and it seems to be working.
I love it. So if you're not familiar with Triad, you probably know that the very best way to get new patients for your clinic is to speak to groups in public. And Joe, for most people, including most doctors, it's like their biggest fear in life. I've heard more than snakes and being burnt alive is speaking in public.
So I think
And
one thing, can I interject real quick? I think
yeah,
what happened, what we learned is to let the doctors come in. Usually when we open a clinic, when open a seminar or a forum, they come in and introduce themselves and they got to get out quick because they get barraged by
right.
questions. And I think that's we try to answer the question, sure, but boy, if a doctor walks in, he an onslaught. I feel sorry for the guy.
Yeah, we call that the movie star drive-by. They come in, give a wave, and then see you later. So you all put on these seminars for doctors for their patients, potential patients, across the country. I know, and you've been doing them successfully for some years now, and working with our breakthrough coaching clients. Walk us through your presentation a little bit. Let us get a little bit of a feel
Okay.
for what you do, because I'm sure if there are folks who are delivering regen services in their practice, they would like more regenerative medicine patients, that would be a positive thing for them.
Yeah. So, and again, we try to set up the seminars to from the educational side. And
Yes.
in fact, we're switching. We decided to switch from calling them seminars, call them forums,
Yeah, I
and
like it. Forum, I like it a lot.
do them as forums. We try to not do them in a restaurant. We try to
Mhm.
do them in a meeting room somewhere. We've used golf clubs. We had a successful one last night at a golf club here in the Dallas Fort Worth area.
Yeah, you're insane.
We've done them in meeting rooms and nice hotels and stuff like that.
So it's a professional atmosphere.
Yeah, somewhere where they and we tried it in a restaurant and I realized what, besides people thinking we're trying to sell, hot tubs and timeshares,
A
it was just, it was crazy with all the noise and everything.
lot of
So
distractions. Yeah.
we found that by doing it in a meeting place like that, we've got it to where we spend about an hour to hour and 15 minutes with a seminar. Then we serve them kind of a light buffet type of dinner. And at that time, we can actually go sit. I got a partner, Jim Serber. We can actually go sit with them at the tables while they're eating and actually talk to people.
That's
And,
wonderful.
and then we get a little sheet filled out while they're there on what they're interested in. But we can actually talk and kind of get an idea of what they're wanting to try to do. Um,
Super.
so that's kind of it. And then the next day, we come in the following day and sit down with everybody and do kind of a pre-screen, try to get them into the clinic for an hour or so, get them x-rays if they feel like they need x-rays, or the clinic,
Yeah.
introduce them to every clinic, let the doctors, let nurse practitioners, anybody they can touch, see what's going on.
Yeah.
And then we sit down and do a little pre-screen and kind of gather some information and literally see if they're interested in doing something, today.
So you're not only doing the presentation, you're also doing the closing process with these folks,
Correct.
bringing them
Correct.
along through the whole cycle.
Correct. So
Yeah.
we know
I know doctors are thinking that I would like to have somebody do that for me.
yeah, and we're not going to sell everybody with it. The size of these seminars
Sure.
from 15 people to 30 people.
Hmm.
Uh,
Hmm.
but the idea is we're gonna walk away handing you a list of 30 customers who are clients who have shown interest. If we
Right.
sell three, four, or five of them, we've paid for the seminar and made a little money. We're not going to. Now we've had some where we've had some spectacular sales where we've sold a hundred
Sure.
thousand with the therapies that, but usually the average is about 25 to 30,000 uh,
Hmm.
sale
Hmm.
there that pays for the seminar. Everybody makes it, but
Sure.
the main thing is we've brought people in and given you a list of people to follow up with.
Yeah. So you and I have spoken before about how important that follow up is, right? So you're teeing up the ball, you're closing a good group of them right there, but then you also kind of hold the hand of the practice a little bit to say, hey, listen, don't just let this go cold.
Right, right.
Follow up on
You know,
these.
we can help train on how to follow up and how to take care of these people. But I
Yeah.
think it's important to have a CRM in place
Sure.
and to actually, because these people have shown interest. Like
Oh
I
yeah.
said, we try to get some notes. So when we give our list to the clinic, that we've
Mhm.
actually got notes on what they were interested in, what they talked about, what we learned about them. We've got addresses. Hopefully, we've got email on everybody. Uh,
Beautiful.
so we can kind of uh, give you somebody to talk to who actually has shown interest. Now, if they're totally didn't show interest and they thought they were just getting a free meal, we'll try to.
We weed those out.
But I think we're getting better and better at structuring it where we've got people who are interested. So
Cool.
I'm really pleased with the type of turnout we're getting now.
All right. Well, let's see a little bit more about what you do here.
Um, so again, just explaining our platform and connecting the clients and clinics everywhere. Uh, and we developed the seminars. This is it. So depending on regenerative medicine, stem cell, pain management, wellness, longevity. So there's a couple of different ways we can structure uh, these seminars.
Hmm.
Pain management is an easy one. We can stay stem cell in a lot of places because we acknowledge right at the beginning of the meeting we're not doctors, uh,
Hmm. Hmm.
and we kind of explain to them that when they get to the clinic there may be some different verbiage and what goes on there. So we try to get into that, but just depending on whether somebody's doing a lot of ATM or what else they might be doing, we can include it into the seminar.
Yep.
But we try to go after what we know is going to the protocols that are going to get them actually communicating and come in and that we know we can do.
I've had some conversations with some of the docs, and it can be confusing to patients if you throw too much at them
Exactly.
all at once, right?
Yeah.
And so I agree with you. The technique of going in there, stem forward, Wharton's jelly or whatever however you want to call it in your practice, those mesenchymal stem cells that have the amazing regenerative impact for the patient. So I know you and I have spoken about it before, and you're like, oh, there's a whole lot of stuff the docs can do, but we're doing a talk, and we got to get through to these people,
Well, the
and you
trick
don't
is,
want to blow them away. You
yeah,
can't give
oh,
them
yeah,
too
that's
much
true.
at once.
You can. Matter of fact, we've trimmed our presentation down quite a bit because we realized we're throwing so much at them. That we needed 2 and 3 hour seminars and
Oh
a degree
yeah,
after they got through.
there's
But
doc. His doc's been studying this for years, and they still don't have the full grasp.
but again, what really works is after we've handed them on, when they're actually in here, if they paid money to come in there, they trust you. If they've
Correct.
if they've come to actually come to we sometimes have gone to people's houses to do their pre-screen and talk to them. But if they come in the clinic, they've actually spent some time and
Yeah,
they've been in the game.
that
Uh,
we call that skin in the game. That's right.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so if we can just get them to do one procedure and
Yeah.
then now they've got a connection to the clinic and they can talk and you can upsell to move them down the road, but it also gives them somebody to go to for management afterwards and how to keep this stuff going. So I
Very
like the
much.
way it's working.
Cool.
And these are the basic protocols that we handle and we talk about. Uh,
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
think they're all easy to explain. Everybody can do them. Uh, you know,
Great.
so there's nothing complicated in here. And we try not to oversell anything. We try not to, you know, um, give them the idea that they're going to get more than they're going to get.
Yeah.
So, and
Awesome.
we've got slides. We've got backup information on everything.
Yeah. If you're looking at this slide, these are great niches to market into. Those are definitely, you probably didn't think about COPD, some of the other things that are up there, but yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
And it's all, it's basically the same procedures and whether it's the IV or the
Yeah.
injection, but it's all
Sure.
stuff that we've got some kind of testimony or something that shows that it's working.
Yeah. That's solid. Very cool.
Uh, Again and again, but we've kind of streamlined the little pre-screen thing.
Hmm. Hmm.
We had two in here this morning from the clinic last night. Uh, the seminar last night. They came in, got an X-ray done. They just happened to both have knee and back issues.
Okay.
We got the X-rays done. We were able to sit down with them. And what we do is when we sit them down and do the pre-screen, we actually collect the money or collect the uh, credit card information or however they're going to pay for it. And
Hmm.
we turn that into the clinic. It's all in the clinic's name. We don't collect anything in our name.
Great.
Uh, and then after the pre-screen, we've got them signed up. We have an agreement signed up. We collect the funds, or if they're financing or doing something, however we've worked it out with the clinic,
Hmm.
and we hand it in. So when they're ordering whatever sales these are for these, unless they keep them in stock, they've got their money and they're not having to order just hoping something's going to happen.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's
if there
awesome.
is any confusion and the people are wanting to think about it or stuff, we get up and we make sure everybody in the clinic has talked to them and that they feel good about what they're doing. And we do
Great.
follow up with ourselves. So, uh,
Hmm.
uh, but once they're handed off, they belong to the clinic.
Beautiful. Very nice.
Um, Large group and small groups, we do both. A lot of what we try to do is usually two seminars a day at least. We do usually like one at 3 and one at 6. We found out that if we cut out one or the other, we cut out half of our people.
Okay. Yeah.
You've got a lot of people 60 to 70, 75 who will come to the 3 o'clock uh,
Right.
time. And we try to do those at like 25 to 30. We've had them as big as 50 people in a seminar, but that's kind of I sometimes feel like that's too big to we actually close more in about a 20 group
Yeah.
group.
More, it's more intimate for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
more intimate.
Yeah.
And we do a lot of the clinics we're doing now, we're having them set up a 10 o'clock seminar in the clinic for
Hmm.
clients that they uh, have that they've talked that might be interested. Maybe they haven't introduced them to it or something like
Yeah.
that.
Hmm.
And so we'll have, 4 to 10 people in the clinic for a little meeting where we do the exact same presentation, and the doctor might come in and introduce himself and get the hell out of the room
That's awesome.
and let us make the presentation. We generally maybe close one or two of those people
Yeah.
who
Yeah.
hadn't really thought about it, but they've been going to the clinic. So that gets us three chances to win some people over during the day.
Three swings at the ball. I like it.
So
Very nice.
like I said, I mentioned to you, we only had a group of six last night, and
Mhm.
um, five out of the six people are coming in doing pre-screens and purchasing, picking up a thing, and they literally were across the street from the clinic. So
It's amazing. That's great.
it is cool. So that was a very intimate group, and we've had great success when we have a group of like 5 or 10 people. So
Good.
that's been kind of fun.
Awesome. Love it.
So, and again, this it kind of goes over in our little presentation how the large ones work,
Yep.
and pretty much what we said. The follow up the second day is important. We do need a place in the clinic to be able to sit down and have a little conversation, privately with people.
So there's an important point up on the screen right now, and that's we utilize a proven focused medical mailer campaign with unique filters to attract the correct clientele. So one of the ways that you go about filling the house is through mailers. And is that a postcard mailer? What is that?
It's a little fold out piece.
Yep.
And again, in it we talk about when they get the mailer, it doesn't really mention us. It mentions the clinic that we're doing the form for.
Yep.
And it kind of a breakdown of everything. You've seen the different protocols and stuff like that. We usually, say it's a cell-based,
Mhm.
therapies that are going
Therapies.
on. Uh, we it works pretty well. We've actually in some areas have cut it back to where we're limiting to 70, 75. Some areas that do have people in their 80s who are healthy and out there moving around, we might go up to 80, 80, 85 years.
Hmm.
We try to, of course, we're focused on people who are actually spending money, maybe using Google
Sure.
tracking, that spending money looking for answers to some of these illnesses and problems. Um,
So it's a qualified list.
yeah, I think it is, and we
Hmm.
try to cut out people who are too really too say have too many problems that we really can't help them, you
Yeah.
know. But yeah, it seems to be working. And as we a lot of the claims we're working on, we're maybe into our third seminar with
Round.
them,
Yeah. Hmm.
and we've been able to, as we go, just dial in that the zip code and who's working,
Demographic. Yeah. That's
and we
awesome.
never go back after the same people. So we really
So so with this requiring a mailing, right? That has to be printed up and put together. What kind of a lead time
we
are
need
you talking about from let's say, okay, I have the idea, I want to do a seminar
we
forum
have to have four
presentation.
we have to have 4 weeks. So
So it's
we're
a
all
four-week lead time.
Yeah, that gives us time to get the mailer, to get it put together, to get everybody's approval on it, uh,
Hmm.
get it in the mail and get it out to people. It gets into their hands uh, usually 10 days before we
Okay.
start. We
Yep.
track, of course, we track the people who have set up reservations.
Sure.
We call back, make sure they're coming in. Um, but it takes 4 weeks to get it right and to make sure
Gotcha.
that it gets to the people in hand and we know who's coming. So
Super.
if anybody was to say what's our rush, it's 4 weeks. So
Yeah, it just makes sense. I mean, you
yeah,
got to get it printed and branded
yeah.
and into people's hands and then get the appointment scheduled. So
Plus, we've got to find a venue. So if you call, if
venue.
somebody calls me, we've got to find the venue. We've got to identify it because all that's got to be in the mailer.
Yep.
We get bios from the
Docs.
doctors in the clinic and any testimonials they have. So things
Sure.
like that just, to put together as quick as we can,
Yeah.
but we haven't
Makes
figured out how to do it in less than 4 weeks. So
no, I don't know how you could. Well, great. And so you like them on Monday, huh?
yeah, yeah. Tuesday works too. Now
Yep.
because we're starting to do two a week, we do Thursdays. We've started doing
Okay.
Thursday
Hmm.
with the Friday. Um, the good thing about doing it Monday and Tuesday is I can usually get the cells in their hands before the weekend, so we can actually
Yeah. Yeah, yeah,
if,
yeah.
so, if we do somebody on a Monday or Tuesday, we can get with the lab, get the cells in their hands, so the customers can come in on a Friday or Saturday and get their cells. So if you can cut that lead time down from the time
Yes.
ask,
Yep.
purchase to the time they get it, it seems to keep that people.
Decrease
Oh,
buyer's remorse is what you do. Yeah. Well, I know you're very busy doing these because every time I talk to you, you're either getting on a plane or getting off a plane. So
yeah. Um, and again, small groups, we've had real success with even having five people in the clinic around the
sure.
table in the afternoon, or people who can't make one of the other clinics or something
Yeah.
like that. Sometimes on the pre-screens, I do have to admit, we're even going over to one gentleman's house tonight. He couldn't get into the clinic.
Yeah, that's
So
something.
partner and I are going to go over there tonight, do his pre-screen and talk to him. So we try to be flexible
Hmm.
to to make all this work and
That's cool.
get the people hooked up.
Good.
Um,
Good.
uh, I think we're trying to connect everybody.
Yep.
So the guys who are, because we're working with a lot of people and people that you work with that are new into the regenerative medicine
Yeah.
thing. So it's kind of enjoyed talking to people. And again, I'm not a doctor. I'm somebody who's just experienced it a lot, and I think we're good at helping learn how to set up a relationship with these people.
Yeah.
And
That
uh,
that's for
and that
sure.
most people are good at. Most people, once you shake hands with the doctor or the nurse practitioner shakes hands with them, they're comfortable.
Yep.
Uh, it's
I
just
agree.
hard enough to introduce them to each other.
Yeah, I totally agree. Cool.
So yeah, I mean, pretty much. I thought I'd get. It's probably worth to how the whole thing works. If that's okay.
Hmm.
We design the presentation. We do the follow-up seminar the next day.
Yeah.
And we, of course, forward the contract. And at the end, again, I go through the list of everybody who signed up. I put notes. I give that to them, and that's they're up there. And but how we set it up and how we pay for the whole thing. Um, like we try for a minimum attendance of 60 clients, which requires 6,000 pieces of mail.
Okay,
Um,
that's the open rate, huh? The follow-up
and
rate,
then
about 10%.
yeah, about 10%. You know, so we'll see. Um, uh, we changed that a little bit, kind of depending on the community too. So we talked
Hmm.
to who they're after. So the clinic pays for the event room and the dinner, and the event room, depending on where we do it, could be $200 to $700 sometimes.
Hmm.
Uh,
Hmm.
the dinner, depending, we're well, usually doing just a buffet. We're not really offering big fancy
Nothing
dinners.
too fancy, yeah.
There's no reason to do that. So often we'll see $1,700, $2,000 for the dinner, and that's the outgo. So the mailers 6,000 to 6,200 is pretty much the top of the line there on the mailers.
Hmm.
Another 2,500 maybe for the event room and the meals. Um,
Hmm.
and an outgo of 8 grand to
To do
85
this. Yep.
to do the clinic. So it's easy. You can see it's easy to sell. We're paid by, we take half of whatever we sell. So if we
Hmm.
sell $50,000, we'll split it between the clinic and Triad.
Yeah, so
Uh,
it's a very, very low risk
yeah,
for to get into a real. I like to call it a quick start because it's a great. If you can imagine getting anywhere from 30 to 40 to $50,000 worth of services, what happens in my eyes with the newer clinics, Joe, is that the more the nurse practitioner PA does these services, the better they get, the more certain they get. They start to see results. And it really is a cycle that once you start to see, oh my God, this stuff really is life changing, your confidence grows in it. And I just see it as a great way to kick off and get your regen practice going. And then, like you said, it's unusual when somebody does it once that they don't do repeat um, uh,
correct.
presentations because it is literally turnkey
Yeah.
in terms of making it happen. There's no stress on the office to put that together.
And we only get paid on the clients that we sign up and get in there. If they come in, if it's somebody that comes in there 2 weeks later from the seminar and they just come in and say, "Hey, I want to do something," that person belongs to the clinic.
That's
So that's
awesome.
100% yours. So
Well, that's
uh,
super fair. Super
uh,
fair.
that's why I think that follow up on those people and using a good CRM and keeping in touch with them because they are going to come back. They
Oh
are
yeah.
going to come and they're
Oh,
going to
and
want.
they have spouses, and so yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And again, the time frames, and we'll get anybody's interest. I'll get them all this.
Great.
So basically, we're there for 2 full days and possibly a third day if we can. But uh, some of these customers we'll be talking to for a week or two at home from the house.
Hmm.
But yeah, and here it is. If we close 60,000, we paid 30,000. So
Yeah.
um, uh, and again, it could be. I'm not going to lie. We've had some where we've only sold $10,000 or $12,000 at a person at a clinic, and that's our average per customer is about 13,000. In
Mhm.
so if we sell two or three people, we've more
Yeah.
than paid for
If you're doing a couple of knees and a couple of
yeah.
procedures, for sure. Yeah.
So it's it seems to be working. I mean, we're enjoying the success right now.
Well, that's what I'm hearing. So from our clients, that yeah, it's working, which is great.
So, but what other any other questions you got?
Well, I know people are probably wondering how to get in touch with you, and you can visit the Alliance Partner page right on the Breakthrough Coaching website. Check in, you'll see the Triad logo. This presentation is actually going to be posted there. So if you have a partner or friend or somebody else involved in the practice who didn't get to attend this in the first round, that they can actually go back and see that and watch it together again. So my recommendation is just all of Joe's contact information is there, phone, email, and you're able to get in touch with Triad and take a peek at their website. And I recommend docs do it. It is one of those things that can be a game changer for a practice. I know that it frustrates some docs, but to be able to have somebody listen, I always say you can't be everything. But what you want to do is if you're going to outsource it to the right people, right? Outsource it to people who are professionals, who know what they're doing, and most importantly, have integrity. And, Joe, it's been a pleasure to be working with you and to get to know you. And I know that our docs are safe in good hands when they work with you, and that they can feel very confident that the service that you're giving them is first class.
Well, I appreciate it.
Well,
And
listen,
I'm enjoying, but yeah, we're ready to go to work. We're having fun. Just, and feel free to feel free to contact me at any time. So,
beautiful.
but I'm actually enjoying doing this. So, and the people
I know
seem to,
you are. It shows. It's awesome. All
all
right,
right.
I'm going to sign off. Hey, Joe Johnson from Triad, thank you for being with me. And for those of you who are listening, again, check out Joe's info on the Breakthrough Coaching website on the Alliance Partner page. This is Dr. Mark Santa signing off. Make today an exceptional day. Thank you.